Well. Hello, guys, and we are live. Playoffs are finally gonna begin tomorrow with the two remaining playing games for sure. So the thing is, क्या करें मतलब अब थोड़ा डिस्कस करना ही पड़ेगा ना प्ले इन के साथ
करना
प्लेऑफ
तो है.
है ना नहीं है
It's
ना
the
नहीं.
biggest and the most important part of the season. So we are here for y'all. We're going to
I
take you
mean,
some of the previews of these games. So let's get into it.
right. And like also, it's like 2 months of madness that's gonna happen because the playoffs go till end of May, and then we have the finals that
Yes.
are played in maybe June end or July first week, the first week of July.
June,
I,
in middle of June, it'll start
yeah,
probably.
yeah. So we both are really excited, and I guess you guys are too. So I just hope uh, that the playoff series are also interesting, like the discussion that we have over here. Am I right?
Yes, obviously. I mean, playoffs is definitely the most interesting part of the season. Now is when the star players are going to step up or will need to step up for their teams to get through each round. So we're going to be waiting to watch which of these teams are going to get through, which is going to be on their A game, which is going to be the best offensive and defensive teams throughout these playoffs.
Exactly. And before going on to the playoffs, we still have the two teams that are still in the playing situation as of now.
Yeah,
I mean, four teams, those are in a playing situation and might take that final spot in the playoff, and it's the Heat, Bulls, and the Pelicans, Kings. And Aniket, it's the Heats and the Pelicans who have more of the injury crisis than their counterparts.
yep.
So how do you look at the matchup now? Because Jimmy Butler is gonna be absent and also Zion Williamson.
Yeah, let's just quickly preview the first game, which is the Heat and the Bulls. The first game of the night or the morning for us tomorrow in our region. So
Right,
I would say, as you said, Jimmy Butler's out, unfortunate injury. Something happened during that game wherein I think he was going for a layup and there was a collision between him and Kelly Oubre. And also,
right,
Jimmy did not take to it too lightly on social media, where he was trying to threaten Kelly Oubre with punches or something. Not sure if it
right,
was a joking way or a serious way, but I mean, Jimmy Butler is going to be out for a while, and especially for this game, he's not going to play. So definitely an advantage to Chicago in terms of Miami not having the star player. Although I would still feel Miami under Eric Spoelstra will have an advantage at home because the crowd there is going to be extremely
yes,
energetic. They're going to be like raucous there in
right,
Miami. So the crowd will be behind them, and I think Eric Spoelstra is like the best coach in the NBA. So he's going to make do with whatever he has. I think Tyler Hero will have to come up big for the Miami Heat to have a chance in this game. So
right,
without Butler, the other players will have to step up, and we've seen that before as well. Eric Spoelstra getting the best out of his players. So that's probably what is going to happen this time, or that has to happen this time as well. And and for the Chicago side, I think Alex Caruso is also questionable for this game because of the stupid collision which he had with Andre Drummond. Not sure what Drummond is doing or Drummond was doing in that in that situation. Seems to be running over players, pretty often in the last couple of games. So
right,
without Caruso, that's going to be a huge setback defensively for them. So
right.
I would still say Miami has a slight edge here, but if
But
DeMar DeRozan comes up
yeah,
big, if Kobe White again puts up a very good game, then Chicago definitely has a chance to get through.
I mean, do you believe that Kobe White has to win the Most Improved Player this season? I mean, does he deserve that?
I think he's there
I
with a shout. Like there are obviously other candidates also with in the running, but Kobe White definitely he's been the reason why Chicago has at least managed to make the play in the season without Zach
exactly.
Levine towards the
Yes,
back end of the season. So
yes,
I mean, all onus on Kobe White in this game as well to carry the offensive burden along with DeRozan. So
right,
it'll be interesting to watch what happens in this game. I mean, if I had to predict, I would still go with Miami because you can never or at least we have learned over the last few seasons in the playoffs, it's very hard to go against an Eric Spoelstra led team.
Oh yes, oh
So
yes.
yeah, I'm going with
And
Miami,
you know,
and I guess you
and
have the
you know,
same.
and also Miami are one of those teams. They might not be in that contention that they might reach the finals or even be a threat to other teams, but somehow
Yes.
they do manage to reach the finals and do all those nasty things that happen on court and just shock everybody else because it's a sport, and in sport anything can happen. If you have a good day, that's gonna happen. And they are a good
Yep.
team, like you said, they are a good team, but also they face DeMar DeRozan, who is also in some, I don't know, an alien world or something, because that mid jumpers, he still has got that, and he's
Yeah.
still providing big numbers for the team with those mid jumpers. Though they have not been playing with Zach Levine for quite some time, but as a unit, I find the Bulls a more gelled up team than the Miami Heat, because Miami Heat do have a great number of recognized stars. But if you have chosen Heat, I would love to choose the Bulls because
Yeah. That's
because
what we like.
that's,
That's what we like.
yeah, the content.
We want content, and that's what. If we go against each other, then so be it. Hope for
Yeah,
a good game though.
yeah. And I guess on the second matchup, that is between the Pelicans and the Kings, it's gonna be an easy cakewalk for Kings as of now, because Zion is not there. He was the lone man that was carrying the Pelicans in the previous game against the Lakers, and he had like one of an insane game, scoring 40 points.
Yep.
And it was his minutes off the court that actually costed Pelicans the game and gave Lakers to take the seventh spot. And now the Lakers face the Denver Nuggets, and the winner of Pelicans and Kings, who I suppose might be the Kings, will play the OKC in the playoffs. I guess Aniket, you might also agree that Kings are gonna have a cakewalk of time with the Pelicans
I'm not
in this
sure
match.
a cakewalk because obviously New Orleans is at home, so you got to give them some kind of a benefit there because the home crowd there generally pretty good at in New
Yes,
Orleans. And although Zion is not going to be there, they have Brandon Ingram, they have CJ McCollum, they have Trey Murphy as well. So CJ McCollum
right,
obviously had one of his worst games of the season against the Lakers. So I would expect a regression coming. So he might do much better this time around. And Brandon Ingram, I think, did not play the last few minutes of the game last time around. So he's still pretty rusty coming off that injury. So maybe he's gotten a few more minutes under his belt against the Lakers, and
right,
so he's ready for say a 40-minute night against the Kings. So I wouldn't say
right,
all is lost for New Orleans as long as these two of the primary players fire and they have a good game, say 30 plus points by each of them, and their role players giving them a shot to be in the game. I think they still have a chance. But the Sacramento Kings are coming off a high. They just knocked out the Warriors, and all of us feel that that kind of ended the Warriors dynasty. So they're coming off a high, and they've got all the momentum in the world. So I would definitely say the Kings have a better shot to win this game than the New Orleans
right,
Pelicans, considering the injury to Zion as
right,
well. De'Aaron Fox is playing out of his mind, and they have Sabonis, they have Keegan Murray, who's been very good, to Harrison Barnes. So they have a lot of wing players in that team. All in all, I would say their offensive skill might just outpower New Orleans without Zion in this game. But we still hope for
right.
an entertaining game. We don't want a one-sided affair. So it's gonna be a fun game.
Okay. Very drastic, very drastic view that I was having about the game, because Aniket wants it to be a close affair rather
We
than
all wanted.
be a blowout. But I don't know. I just feel it's gonna be a blowout for the Kings. I mean, they might just thrash Pelicans in the first three quarters itself. Anyway,
Yeah. If
that
that happens,
that's
the beam is getting lit.
so for that, everybody has to wake up in the morning tomorrow at 7 a.m. to watch that game. So it's up to you guys. Do watch that game and do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. That whom do you think deserve to be in the playoff spot from these four teams that are going to play tomorrow? Also, now we are going to discuss the four matchups, the eight teams that are going to start their playoff journey tomorrow. And the first one is the Cavs and the Magic. We do are missing our, another panelist who is the
Yep.
die-hard Cavs fan, but it's fine because he's celebrating a very important day at his home as of now. So
Yep.
we, as non-Cavs fan, would love to Magic have that one win over the Cavs in this series that is gonna start tomorrow. Am I correct, Aniket?
I agree. I totally agree. Like, I think should we hate on the Cavs or should we like shit on the Cavs at this point? I don't understand. Should we give them some love because our panelist, Mr. Delvin, is not available at this point? So I'm conflicted at this point.
You know,
But
I mean, when you go for this matchup, Cavs and Orlando Magic, and there was a point of time in the All Star weekend and All Star break when Delvin came up with an idea that Jared Allen deserves to be the part of the All Star East All Star game. That he should have that also. He should be also be considered as one of the great players. He's a good player, but do you ever
Mhm.
get that flair using Jared Allen's name that he's gonna be there for that big numbers all the time? No.
No, no,
So this is how
definitely
we
not.
can shit on the Cavs when he's not around. Am I
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Definitely not. And definitely, Jared Allen has been doing pretty well with the Cavs. He's been the defensive stalwart which the Cavs have required
Yes.
along with Evan Mobley. So
Yes.
he's definitely one of the best centers in the East, but it's very difficult in the East when you have Joel
Exactly.
Embiid, Bam Adebayo, as
Right.
well, Miles Turner. All these guys are competing for that All Star position. So definitely tough for Jared Allen to get in. And if we
Exactly.
talk about this matchup, I would say, I mean, it's a toss of the coin because Cavs and Magic are 4 or 5 seeds, so they both have had decently good seasons. So I would say Cavs have the advantage at this point. They're playing at home. They have the superior players. They are good. They might just take the game ball away from Orlando in this first game, considering the crowd that they have at home. And Donovan Mitchell, the Darius Garland, a lot to prove for them. They've been consistently outplayed in the playoffs by teams having more size to throw at them. So
Right.
it's going to be interesting to see if this is the last playoff run together, because a lot of reports coming in about Donovan Mitchell on the trade block, and them splitting up that guard duo once and for all. So they're under pressure.
Also, like, I mean, Aniket, when you mentioned, they this might be the last time that this roster is intact with the Cavs,
Yeah.
because definitely Donovan is not gonna, extend the contract as of now. Just
Hmm.
to prove the team's worth, Cavs have to move it to the next round at least. But if
Yep.
they somehow get knocked out by this Magic side, who is very young and inexperienced, because if you guys remember on a previous channel when we started the NBA, preview for each teams, we all, the three of us had actually agreed on one thing, that look out for the Magic team. Though they are young, they
Yeah.
might be one of the most exciting teams in the NBA. In the West we do have the OKC being the youngest one, finishing at the number one spot and doing what we expected the Magic should have done in the East too. But the Magic run had to end towards the business end of the season, but they still made it to the playoffs with ease. They didn't had to have be part of the play. So I just hope and want that Magic somehow take this round to Game 7, win it there 4-3, and finally we see two dynasties getting out, like one the dismantle of Warriors and the second one of the Cavs. I would just love that.
Yeah, but I mean, Cavs, you don't call them dynasty, just that they've been together a long time now
Yeah,
without winning
yeah,
anything. So,
yeah.
so I'm just,
Non-winning Cavs dynasty.
yeah, non-winning. I think that's a better way to put it. So, hello to Prachit. Thanks for joining the stream. So,
Yeah, Prachit, what do you think? Who's gonna win between the Cavs and the Magic? I mean, if you had to
yep,
choose one.
yeah, just please comment and we'll definitely give you a shout out and we'd love to hear from you. So for me, I think Cavs take this game because they're at home and they have a lot to prove on their, with their guard rotation as well as
Oh
with
wow,
the team.
oh
Okay,
wow.
Prachit is going for the
I
Cavs.
guess
Seems like
a proxy of Delvin, I guess. A proxy for
exactly.
Delvin.
So yeah,
We agree.
what
We
about you,
agree.
Dhari?
We
You got the Cavs too?
No, no, no. I just mentioned I want the Magic to win because they have
Okay.
really good. They have a really young core who want to prove a lot. They have the Wagner brothers. They had
Yep.
Banchero. You can't keep that guy out for
They
long.
have a very
He
good
has,
team, to be honest.
yeah. It's just that they don't have experience in them. playoff experience in them. So they might just get, what do we say, lose on that count, but they are a very good team. So I want the Magic to win. And yeah, like I said, Prachit, Banchero is solid. They have a whole bunch of guys who are solid there. The
Yeah.
Wagner brothers, especially Franz, because he has elevated to the next level again. He was good the previous season, and he has been a beast this season with Banchero.
Yeah. Even
So,
Jalen Suggs is a very good defender, so he might
oh yes,
give some
oh yes,
problems to
oh yes,
Garland and
oh yes,
Mitchell. So it'll be interesting to see how they tackle that.
right, right. Okay, let's move to the second game that's gonna happen tomorrow. That's the Timberwolves and the Suns.
This is going to be an exciting game, exciting series, I would feel.
Right. Do you think that this is the series that is bound to go to the seventh game?
This looks like one of those series that could definitely go 7 games, right? You have two teams with there's like so many known players, so many stars on either side of this, either side of this matchup. So I would say definitely this is definitely having a shout or with a shout to go 7 games. If not seven, at least 6 games for sure. So yeah, it's a fascinating matchup. You have Minnesota Timberwolves who've had the number one record for a long time for the season, and just recently because of the injury to Carl Towns, they fell to three. And three is still a very respectable position. Nobody predicted them to be in the top five beginning of the season. So Prachit will come to the predictions because obviously Ant and Cat are good. Yes, so Cat is. I'm not sure if he's playing this game though. He's been injured the last couple of weeks, so I'm not sure if he's cleared to play this game. But they still have quite a lot of talent on that team with Ant, Rudy Gobert, Jalen McDaniels, Nas Reed, who's kind of
Bro,
just come up this season.
Cat did play the last match, the last game with
So
the.
he did play the last game. So that was his
Yeah,
first game
he did.
back.
Yeah, that was the first game back.
Okay, so that means he's fit, but he could still be rusty. So I'm not sure how much of
Yeah,
impact he'll have.
he is rusty. He seems rusty, and also Anthony Edwards has been having a little bit of niggle for quite
Yep.
a long time. I mean, it's been 2 or 3 months that he's having that niggle, and he's still carrying on. And like I just read on Twitter, I don't know whether it's correct or not, that he said he wants to be one of the best players in NBA
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
coming 1 or 2 years. I mean, that is the kind of what do we say, uh, attitude and self belief I love in the
Yep.
sports person. He knows he has been good, but he wants to be the best over there. So, and for me, if we come down to predictions, I want the Timberwolves to take the win over here and move to the next round, because it might also be one of those times we see these three guys playing together for the last time. Might be the last season. I mean, the Gobert, Cat, and Ant. For me, it might be the last time. They might also play for the next season, but this team won't be together for sure. Having the same roster next season is gonna be very
Mhm.
difficult for them to keep hold of all the guys.
I think they've definitely exceeded expectation this season. So anything beyond this is just an added bonus to them now. And
Right.
definitely this series is going to be interesting because on the other side you have the Phoenix Suns who have invested so much in that trio of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. Getting in Bradley Beal, giving up so much. Getting in Kevin
Also,
Durant, giving up
also,
so much.
also, also, don't forget letting go of Chris Paul. The best decision
Exactly.
that happened. The best
I
decision that
mean,
happened.
to be fair, I think that was still fine because as we saw as Chris Paul in the Warriors, I think he was declining. So I think that proved to be probably the correct decision. But
Right.
now the trade for Bradley Beal will come into will it come into fruition or not? We'll have to see because
Yeah.
anything apart from an East or Western Finals will be a failure for them this season since
Yeah.
they've invested so much in the team because they won't have flexibility next season to make any kind of big moves as well. So this is the kind of the squad which is going to
Right.
be riding in the next couple of years as well. So if
Right.
it's an ugly sweep or say a 5 game exit for them, then things are definitely not going to go down well in Phoenix. But I have some sympathy for our guy, Mr. Frank Vogel, who gave us a championship for the Lakers. I always back my man. So
Right.
I'll not be surprised if Phoenix comes out with a dub on the road. So let's
Okay.
go.
Okay. Right. Right. The next game is gonna be between the Knicks and the 76ers. Well, if you go look at by the betting numbers and all that stuff, everybody is feeling that 76ers are gonna have easy over the Knicks. But don't forget, guys, it's a team sport. It's not a one man show in the NBA as of now. Everyone has to contribute in equal manner so that the team goes forward and not just that particular guy. Am I correct, Aniket?
I agree, definitely. I think the Knicks have been a much better team than the Sixers this season, and they have. I mean, they've had such good role players in their squad, like with OG Ananobi, Josh Hart, Isaiah
Right,
Hartenstein. So all of them have
right,
been very pivotal to them this season. And
right,
along with Jalen Brunson, they've been Jalen. I mean, Jalen Brunson has had an all-star kind of a season, so he's been having probably his best season of his career as
right.
a Nick. So definitely they're riding the high, they're riding the momentum. Unfortunately, Julius Randle might not be a part of the series. He's still injured, so it's all on Jalen Brunson and those role players at this point, to take them through in these playoffs. And obviously Philly is not not the prototypical number 7 team of it. And I mean, James Joel Embiid has been injured most of the second half of the season, and he's just come back. So I would say they are definitely the favorites over the Knicks. They'll be on the road for the first couple of games, so an incentive for them would be to get one of those road victories so that they can head back
Right.
home, with an advantage in their pocket. So Joel Embiid is back. Tyrese Maxey is playing well. They've had a good play-in victory over Miami. I think Nick Batum went off in that game as well. So they have a couple of other role players who are contributing at the right time. So I would say Philly definitely has a slight edge here at this point with Embiid back. And
Right.
Embiid in the playoffs, he might struggle a bit, but then in the first round, he generally gets it done. So I would still give the advantage to the Knicks considering they're at home, but Embiid can put up a 50-pointer, on Sunday.
And just be that that one X factor that actually swayed the game in the favor of the 76ers.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. Prachit, if you're still watching this, I mean, we would like to know what you think uh, is going to be the winner between the Knicks and the 76ers.
Yep.
You can
What do
just
you think,
comment.
Harry? You don't give a prediction for this one.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I have, always been that one kind of a guy who loves more of a content, you know. So just to add that spice, I want the Knicks to win.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Embiid is good, the 76ers are good, and after Embiid's injury, the 76ers had a very big
Free
downfall
fall.
in their.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a free fall. I mean, they were at one of the top spots and they just went into the playing situation and all that stuff. All happened in such a short span of time was a little bit shocking because it also proved one more thing that they were highly dependent on Embiid rather than all the other players. So, if
Yep.
Embiid is healthy, more or less 76ers are going to win, but I would want the Knicks to have an edge. I mean, not have an edge, Knicks to win this game. But, we never know what's going to happen. So, for me, it's that. And Prachit, like Prachit said, he thinks it's going to be 76ers if all goes well. Again, that if all goes well is
That
a
all.
very big depends on Joel Embiid. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. The final game that we are going to discuss right now is the Lakers and the Nuggets. Man, Aniket, two consecutive four-game sweeps for the Lakers. I mean, in the loss column, and Denver Nuggets have an 8-0 advantage. It's gonna be really a daunting task for the Lakers to get that mental blockage out and go and win against this Denver Nuggets sides. Am I right?
So, firstly, we have a rematch of last year's West Finals, and as you said, we were swept, and we could not win any of the regular season games this season as well. So, definitely a daunting task. But I'm very excited for this series one because it will show who Darwin Ham is. Has he
Right,
learned from any of his mistakes which he's done over the past games against
right,
Denver? Secondly,
right,
it will show us who Anthony Davis is. He was
right,
completely outplayed by Jokic last in the last finals, and
right.
then this playoffs he has to show that he's recovered from that. He's got
Yes,
something up his sleeve that can come useful against Nikola Jokic this time around. So from the
right,
Lakers' perspective, you would want AD to be at the top of his game, like A plus, A plus plus, or whatever you want to call it. So that's going to be
right,
important. And thirdly, the Lakers role players. Last year, in the last finals, we saw that the Denver role players completely outplayed the Laker role players. We saw D'Angelo Russell average like 6 points in the series. So, an average D'Angelo Russell, who has been having a career year, if he still has that kind of a series against Denver, then this is a completely different series. This could be a 6, 7 game long series if we get 15 points per game from D'Angelo Russell and some of the other players contribute. Because we know for a fact that Denver is going to bring it. They're going to bring everything they have. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world, no disputing that. They have Jamal Murray. They have the two best players in the playoffs from last season. And they have Michael Porter Jr. They have Aaron Gordon, KCP. Go down the list, Christian
Don't
Braun.
don't use don't use Michael Porter Jr.'s name. I hate that guy because as soon as he hears the Lakers, he I don't know. Stephen Curry's soul just enters his body, and he shoots the lights out of the Lakers in every game, and it's that happening for quite some time now. So I just hate Michael Porter Jr. We need to shut that guy somehow. And like Prachet said, it's time for Le Thanos to carry this team. Prachit, the thing is, late Thanos has been carrying this team forever. But like we
Yep.
said, it's a team sport, and the two guys, the Lakers, that have to be dependent on and want them to do well is going to be AD. Like Aniket mentioned, he has to be dominant, and also D'Angelo Russell. He needs to have at least 20 points or 18 points per game in this series. Only then the Lakers will have, a comfortable chance at beating the Nuggets, or it's gonna be like the thing that has happened all year round, leading till the fourth quarter, and then suddenly the Denver Nuggets hit the fifth gear, and then we don't know what is happening with us. So it's
Yeah,
gone. I just think that we have to be very what do we say, pinch perfect in every play.
I
We have
agree.
to do less number of turnovers. Lakers have to be more what do we say accurate and precise in shooting numbers. Our percentage needs to be better than one of it. And
Yeah,
also the rebounding, because in
definitely.
the second chance points and the hustle plays, Denver has always outplayed the Lakers. So Rui Hachimura would have to be that one guy for the Lakers who has the most number of the second chance points and those rebounds. That is going to help the Lakers. Rest, it's going to be on the other guys and how well LeBron and everybody plays, because we know it's the playoff time, and what happens with LeBron is the playoff LeBron.
Playoff Braun. And one more thing to add on is like, see, LeBron was not at his healthiest when when we play the Nuggets in the finals last year.
Yes,
So he is
yes,
going to be much more healthier than last season's matchup. So
right,
he might be a little more explosive, and then he might be able to contribute more effectively than we saw last season. Although he was very
right,
good last season as well, but maybe
right,
we see like more effort from him on the defensive end, which probably we could not in the last season's matchup.
right,
So
right.
as usual, this is going to be an interesting series. I mean, everyone will probably predict Denver kicking the Lakers ass again, but we, as
Exactly.
optimistic Laker fans, would like to give our team a shot at
And
least trying to win this
and
series.
also and also the people who love content more than anything else.
Exactly. So, I hope that the Lakers make game one competitive because if they do not get any of these first two games, then you might just
It's
pack up the series and you might call it a series in 5 games.
right,
I would say.
right,
So they have
right.
to get one of these two games. It's going to be interesting to see what their mentality is coming to game one at altitude, and and see how LeBron's mentality is, because the team generally follows what LeBron gets onto the court.
Yes. Also, don't forget there are two LeBron James in the team. One is the original one, and the other is the white LeBron James. So also don't forget to you know support that guy. That's Austin Reeves. I call him the white LeBron James because he has the same mentality as of LeBron. Though he's not as muscular as LeBron, but he's also a freight train. As he goes inside, he has to come up with a layup and all that shit that LeBron keeps on doing. So
Yep.
we both do want Lakers to win, but we know it's going to be a daunting task. And I guess this time we cannot actually predict that if any of these teams wins this round is not definitely going to be the winner in the Western Conference Finals, because we have so many good teams in the Western Conference, be it Thunder, be it Timberwolves, be it the Clippers, be it the Mavs. So
One
this
question,
time,
Harry. When are the
Anji,
Warriors playing?
Uh, Maybe next season.
Sorry, Warriors fans.
Also to the Warriors fans, if you have not watched the previous video, you can definitely go on to the channel and click on the video where it is written Warriors, Golden State Warriors are out of NBA playoffs. So just watch it because it's for you guys. We
It's a
just want to
tribute to the
be,
Warriors.
yeah, we
I
want
think
to
you
be
love
very
it.
we want to be very sympathetic with you guys. So we made a tribute for you. So you can just watch it and enjoy it. And do let
Yep.
us in the comment section over there how you enjoyed that video. Also, Prachit, again, a question to you. Whom do you think is gonna be a winner according to you? Keep this thing aside where you said that late Thanos and all has to carry the team, but for you, is it gonna be a Denver Nuggets win or a Lakers win? Just put down in the comment section.
Yep.
Also,
And
guys,
while
by the time he does that, I want to remind you that on Sunday morning, that's gonna be 6:15 a.m. Me and Aniket are gonna do a watch along for this special round one game between the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers. So don't forget to join that watch along, and we would love to you guys to also join that watch along and be part of the NBA community that we are building.
yep.
That's fine. That's fine, Prachit. That's fine. Prachit. You can
Oh, we have a Celtics
support
fan.
any
Wow.
team.
Okay.
You can
We'll preview the
you can
Celtics, I think, tomorrow or on
then
Sunday,
tomorrow.
Prajit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be previewing it tomorrow. So you know that's it. Anika, do you want to see anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to say you already plugged it in, but we'll probably, I think, most likely be doing the live streaming for the Lakers Nuggets game. So definitely
Right.
join us along at 6:15 a.m. IST for that. It's going to be, we hope it's going to be an entertaining game. We hope it's going to be a competitive one. So please, watch the game if you're fans of either Lakers, Nuggets, or NBA fan, and come join us in the stream. Let's have some fun on the stream. We'll be giving our comments as the plays go on, and let's see if Let Honors comes up big or it's going to be the Joker again.
Okay, so that's it, guys, from this side for today. We'll come back tomorrow and discuss the rest of the matchups for the playoffs, and we'll also know who from the play-in teams are actually moving to the playoff spot and gonna be part of the quarterfinals of the NBA, which are known as playoffs. And before going, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share it with your friends if you want to be part. Prachit, if you want to be part of the panel, you can just ping me on the Instagram page that I have mentioned over here.
Yep,
So,
we
you
would love
can just,
Celtics fans, although
yeah,
we hate the Celtics,
on the
but please
panel.
come along.
On the panel. Yeah, on the panel. It's fine. So, you know, just do the bit, and that's it. Guys. This time, good night, and do take care of yourself.